So anyway, Baba said, from what he described there, I was thinking about it, and I pictured the lifetimes that we live, having one lifetime after another lifetime, is simply a series of disillusionments. And I pictured that as sort of backing away from the gross world, or backing away from our severe addiction to the temporary pleasures of the gross world. That's what disillusionment does. Not this, that, you know, this is not reality. We know that from the many lifetimes we live. We're very advanced. Whether you know it or not, we're very advanced. I mean, I want to believe Baba, but he said it. Those who follow me, very few. So these lifetimes simply can be represented as from the experiences gained by living those lifetimes as rich, poor, beautiful, ugly, talented, untalented, male, female, and on in endless categories. All that boils down to is, that's not what I want. That's your wisdom. That's why you sought Baba. That's why he gave you his drop. So that can be represented as backing away from illusion. If you lived in the same bedroom from the day you were a child or baby, you may still have some of the same toys there. But if you're an adult, you go into that bedroom, you don't even see those toys. You're no longer interested in them. You're not attached to them. Think of it in that sense, perhaps. So we've backed away from the things that we thought would give us contentment and happiness. When we have backed away sufficiently, let's say 8,400,000 lifetimes as a human being, at that point, we've become so disillusioned that part of our mind is saying, well, I wonder what life is for. I wonder what the goal of life is. I wonder what the meaning of life is, however you want to put it. Basically, that's what happens to every one of us. At that point, from the beginning of your conscious existence, and I'm not including evolution, after that, human. From the beginning of your conscious existence, you've been facing this one direction, illusion. But the logic of that experience, Baba says, is to make you see that it's not what you want. With all of these different kinds of lifetimes you've experienced, not what you want. So when you've had that richness of experience, you get back here. And at that point, after that 8,400,000 lifetimes, God touches you on the shoulder. For the first time in 8,400,000 lifetimes, something has interceded in your conscious existence which tells you that there is a different direction than that direction. And you want to know, who is it that touched you on the shoulder? So use this one so I don't lose you. So you want that's saying, what is this life all about, touching you on the shoulder? At that point you turn to see who. This has never happened before in 8,400,000 lifetimes. You're turning to see who touched you on your shoulder. And as you turn, you traverse all of the 6 planes. And you turn around completely and you see it was God that touched you on your shoulder. You come face to face with God. That's how I pictured it from what he said. Except we have a further advantage, I think, because Baba has appeared in a human form and presented to those who had eyes to see and ears to hear the most sublime life in a so-called human body. The most sublime. And we agree, and we hear things continuously here and there and everywhere that reawakens us to that honeymoon. And as Baba said in the highest of the high, eventually everyone's going to get there. But what he said in the highest of the high was addressed to those in his family. These are the things I want you to know now. Not eventually you'll get there. I want you to do it now. That's how I understand Baba's wish as distinguished from Baba's will. I thought about that long and hard. Again, drawing from him. I find out that I'm in agreement with Baba about so many things. That's a very big help, and I'm sure all of you have felt the same way. And that's a great thing, because it tells me he's the one that said, I am your higher self. And apparently, if we do a little struggling, a little bit of that higher self comes through. And when it comes through, it's bound to be the same as his. The one we see outside ourselves. Total. All right. The wish and the will. The wish is that we do everything in our power at this very moment and each succeeding moment that becomes the present to remember Baba, obey Baba, love Baba, surrender to Baba's will. That is what Baba's message is.